Richard Starkey was born on July 7, 1940, in Liverpool, England, in the midst of World War II, a context that would profoundly mark his childhood. He came into the world at Liverpool Maternity Hospital, in the Dingle neighbourhood, a working-class Dockland area inhabited mainly by working-class families. His parents were Richard Starkey, a baker, and Elsie Gleave, a homemaker. Shortly after his birth, the couple separated, and Richard grew up under the sole care of his mother, with whom he would maintain a very close relationship throughout his life. Liverpool was then a strategic city because of its port, which made it one of the main targets of German bombing raids. During the Liverpool Blitz 1940-1941, young Richard experienced a childhood surrounded by air raid sirens, shelters, and destroyed buildings. Although too young to fully understand it, this atmosphere of uncertainty formed part of his earliest memories and contributed to the resilient character that would later distinguish him. His childhood was marked by serious health problems. At the age of 6, he contracted peritonitis, a life-threatening infection that kept him hospitalized for almost a year. Later, at 13, he developed tuberculosis, which forced him to spend long periods in sanatoriums. These prolonged absences prevented him from attending regular school, leaving him academically behind. But they also allowed him to develop other skills. It was during one of these hospitalizations that a key event in his life occurred. In the hospital, patients formed small musical groups as part of their therapy. There, Richard improvised for the first time with percussion instruments, using everyday objects. This early contact with rhythm awakened in him a fascination with music that would become his primary means of expression. In 1953, his mother married Harry Graves, a man who had a positive influence on Richard. Harry encouraged him to explore music and gave him his first drum set. Although it was very basic and assembled from second-hand parts, by then Richard had already adopted the nickname Ringo, because of the numerous rings he wore, an unusual custom among the young people around him. During his adolescence, Liverpool was experiencing a cultural boom thanks to the constant arrival of American records through the port. Jazz, blues, and the nascent rock and roll of artists like Elvis Presley, Little Richard, and Chuck Berry were circulating among young people. Ringo was deeply influenced by this sound and began playing with local skiffle groups, a genre very popular in the UK during the 1950s. In 1957, he joined his first stable band, the Eddie Clayton Skiffle Group, and shortly after became part of Rory Storm and the Hurricanes, one of the best-known groups on the Liverpool circuit. With this band, Ringo began to gain recognition for his solid and creative drumming style, despite being self-taught. It was during this period that he definitively adopted the stage name Ringo Starr. A significant milestone occurred in 1960 when Rory Storm and the Hurricanes traveled to Hamburg, Germany, to play in nightclubs in the St. Pauli district, a common experience for British bands at the time. Hamburg was a tough environment, with long days of performances, but crucial for their musical development. Interestingly, during that same period, the group he would later join was also playing in Hamburg, although Ringo was not yet an official member. By the time he turned 20, Ringo Starr was already a seasoned musician within the burgeoning British rock scene. He had overcome a difficult childhood, marked by war and illness, and had carved out a place for himself in Liverpool's music scene thanks to his perseverance and rhythmic talent. Although he didn't know it yet, this path would soon lead him to become the drummer for the most influential band in the history of popular music. If you enjoyed this video, please share it with your family and friends. You can also make a donation to help this project continue. The donation link is in the video description.